So The Walking Dead has its fair share of really messed up deaths. You know, the comic book wise messed up, TV show wise messed up. But today there's a certain number of deaths I think needs to be talked about. And in season 6 of the show, there's an episode 9, I believe it's titled like No Way Out. That is to me is one of the best episodes they've ever done for the show. And yeah, spoiler here, it's gonna be huge spoilers by the way right now. So in this episode, the main characters like Rick and his group, they're now living in a community called like Alexandria. And unfortunately, an old tower falls over and it breaks open like the gates that lets in all the dead inside. So after that, I was like Rick, his son, and his friend, and his new love interest and her 2 kids, they're all holed up in a house. But they all realize that there's no way that they're able to stay in that house because like the dead break in. So they decide to cover themselves in zombie gore because in the show it's like the only way to avoid like getting caught by the zombies and becoming dinner. So the 6 of them do that, right? They cover themselves in zombie gore and they go outside hand in hand. So that's the plan. They have to walk through the herd in order to survive and get somewhere even safer than the house. So the 6 of them are hand in hand and they're walking through the herd at night. And at some point, I was like, woman with the 2 kids, I was like, one of her sons, he's quite young, he starts to freak out on his own. And at first he was doing good in the last episode, but then in this episode he thought of something that some other characters said. Her name is Carol, best character in the show in my opinion. She kind of taunts him about the dead, that, you know, if they ever catch you, they're gonna rip you apart, which is really messed up to tell a kid, but to be honest, Carol was kind of deadly. She's kind of scary in the show. And this kid thinks about that as he's walking through the herd. He's doing good, but that is what messes him up. And he sees a zombie kid, and that was his breaking point. He starts to cry. His mom is trying to calm him down because zombies are noticing he's not one of them. And the kid is begging his mom, I can't do this anymore. And then, in a very shocking event I didn't see coming, the zombies grab the kid and they start eating him. And they show it on screen. I can't really show it because it's pretty violent. But yeah, they start with his head first, and it's so messed up to watch. And he's screaming to his mom. She's screaming, watching her son get eaten alive. Her older son's watching in complete shock. And I was like, Rick, his son, and his friend, I was like, they're all just staring in shock because, again, those 3, I was like, they're like used to the world, seeing all that horrible carnage, but of course, that poor like woman is not, she's seeing her son get ripped apart, obviously, she's not going to be thinking straight anymore. And after her son dies, she's holding onto his hand as they're still eating him. Then all of a sudden, she gets caught by the dead. They eat her next. And then her older son, I was like, watches his mom die next. And after that, the older son snaps mentally. He attempts to shoot Rick, but then his friend stabs him through the chest. And I'm not sure if I caught this right, but apparently some fans did mention this, and I kept going back to that scene to listen to it. It sounded like the kid was still alive when the zombies jumped him. Like, I thought I heard a mini scream come from him, but then that was it. I don't know, but that's really messed up if he was. But it was also messed up that the friend killed a kid without any hesitation. But again, in this world, you have no choice. It's a very dark, disturbing world. And to me, the fact that they killed off a whole family in that scene was insane. That, to me, showed The Walking Dead can be really good. And yeah, in the show, there is some very dark deaths. Like, there was one where, it's like, this, like, little girl, she kills, like, her little sister, and it's horrible. It's horrible. But to me, that was, the best sets of deaths in this show, because it was a whole family that got killed. And the fact that the little kid died first is really messed up. And to me, I'm really glad they didn't do a stupid cop-out thing where the kid gets spared, because that would have been really stupid because he was crying. Of course, the dead are going to see that. And to me, that was one of the best episodes they've ever done. Like, it was dark in the beginning, but then toward at the end, it got hopeful because they all survive. And it was so sad because I think only they die, that family. And it really showed me that in that scene, that's like Rick, his son, his friend, they can't survive, but unfortunately they died because, well, the other group died because unfortunately I don't think that they were, I was like ready for the world like that. They weren't like ready to face something so horrific, and I think that's what got all three of them killed in the end. And yeah, the way the mom and her sons die were so hard to watch, and it's even more messed up because the I was like mother had escaped from her husband that was a monster, and he died from Rick's hands, and it sucks because she was free from that. She was getting strong, but then once her son died, she just let go. It's just, man, it's a very bleak episode. I love that scene because to me that showed to me The Walking Dead that they went peak hard. They went peak like insane there. That was great. So yeah, The Walking Dead can be pretty violent, but damn, that was really hard for me to watch myself. I just damn, that was brutal how they all died. So yeah, The Walking Dead is really good. I mean, yeah, sure, again, season 7 and 8 sucked, but you know what? I can give the show credit. There was a lot of good seasons and a lot of good moments in some parts. So yeah. I like to make a list of the worst deaths in the show, but again, I'm not finished watching it yet. So I think once I'm done, I'm gonna make a list on it. But yeah, I think The Walking Dead's really good. I just, damn, that episode was something else. Alright guys, so this is it for today. Peace out.